Why are there so many songs about rainbows? And what's on the other side? Rainbows are visions, they're only illusions. And rainbows. Hey, Roman and Farah, Chrome is here. Sage the Mage, big one. Good to see you guys. Razor's in, Derek's in, Flap. Social Reject, Eric, Digas is back. Hellspawn says Goku. Bryce King, Alex, Anbu Headmaster. Gone. Yeah, I want to talk about that, Anbu, as a matter of fact, as we discuss this. Daniel, Piccolo, Charzos, and Jimmy. Hey, Sammy, Mr. Frame, Odko, Nero, Ryoko, Sun, Kidmaster, Jamie's in. Yep, Jamie's in. M's back. YouTube saw me when you're streaming. Who knows, Chrome? It just all changes from day to day. Sakura can one-shot Superman. Indeed, Razor. Now that was brought up just a moment ago. Whenever we have this conversation, hey, P2, I guess it's fuck Spaz Chair, Sammy. It's important. Well, you guys actually, in having these conversations in the past, I didn't realize that particularly with Superman, there were so many different. Hi, Tracker. So many different power iterations of him. The guy who raped Hinata says, "I am a god, hail me." Jeez. But, I knew Superman more from the old school days, the comics. I was a huge comic book fan when I was a kid. And, of course, the original Superman movies and stuff. Hey, Chris Reeves. And we're talking about Superman, and Chris Reeves is in. But from what you guys had, Sarah's staring at me and talking is making me soft. I apologize for that. I know. I really should keep quiet while she's up there. Because this voice is, and this face is a boner killer and a half. But you guys have said that over the years they've added and I guess subtracted all kinds of powers to and from Superman. Is that right? Hey, Daniel. Hey, Lewis. Good to see you, pal. Superman is too OP, but right now I think Goku is. Well, that's what I'm wondering, P2, because again, it's you guys that have kind of brought up to me how OP Superman became. Because, whenever I talked about it, I was thinking the classic Superman with the classic set of abilities. But from what you guys have said, I guess in the comics especially, he has all kinds of new and incredible abilities. It's like every time that they find a weakness, they just give him a little more plot armor to take care of it. I mean, you guys know more about that. Oh, I forgot about Deadpool. I should have Deadpool on the list too. You guys know more about that than do I. Do they just give Superman plot armor whenever needed? Hey, Liam, good to see you. I would say SAITAMA, but I'm on the DBS side, so I got to say Goku. Well, see, I try and keep favorites out of it. I honestly believe, just because I became so enamored of the character, that SAITAMA is probably my favorite superhero anymore. Hold on, now here's some details. Vargan says, Goku was able to beat a guy who was multiversal, while Superman once died by a planet buster. Yeah, well, I don't want to make it type all day. Vargan, what? I'm trying to remember the details on that. Somebody else mentioned that. How did Superman die? Because you guys have told me that in the past, and big surprise, I forgot. Adam says, a black woman had 5 sons, Tyrone, 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 and Tyrone. How did she talk them all? She called them by their last names. Oh, Adam. And speaking of which, and Adam saying that reminds me, we got to do another joke stream. We haven't done one in a while. Oh, come on, my big butt. Now, wait a second, big butt. Let's hope that you're talking about Sakura and not my sweetheart, Sarah's. When he said, screw that flat, ugly, poorly animated thought. Come on. You can't be talking about Sarah's because, look. My big butt's mean to me, you guys. He's always throwing stones at Sarah's Victoria. Sakura says, I am the strongest. Spank me, sauce gay. He got his neck snap gone? Oh, Superman has died multiple times, Shane? See, I like these conversations. This is fun learning more about this because, again, when I was young, I was such a cartoon, a comic book, well, cartoons too, but such a comic book geek. I like learning how the characters have evolved and stuff. Goku is one of my leaders, I think, when we have this conversation. But the thing with my boy, and again, I gotta speak up for my own personal favorite. The thing with Saitama, we don't even know what his limitations are, right? Wouldn't you say? Because again, we've seen him pretty much. He's just looking for competition. He finds it too easy to obliterate everyone with one punch, and we haven't seen anybody really be able to do any serious damage to him. So how do we even determine who he could or could not take out? Saitama versus Superman. You won't get an argument from me. I like that matchup. Although Goku, man, Goku's awful tough too. I think as much as now when I was a kid, like more of when I was a little kid, it was Batman. As I got a little older, it was the Incredible Hulk was my favorite. So I have a connection with him, but you guys are right probably in leaving him out. I don't think he's at the level with these others. Am I right here? Deadpool brings the humor to it, indeed. And that's why I love Deadpool. I should have put Deadpool on the list there as well. Because now Deadpool can just keep regenerating. Obviously, it doesn't seem his offense is up to speed with the others, but how the fuck? What do you do if the guy's just never going to die? Do, says Sakura. I knew somebody would. I knew it was the right thing to put her in there because I know she's going to be right there with them at the end. Goku Superman debates are done because they're both inconsistent as fuck. Both are only as strong as the writer wants them to be. That's interesting. Now, Sammy and everybody else, and again, this I don't know. This is a question, not a statement. Hasn't Superman gone through more? How do I want to put it? More wild changes in overall ability than Goku, though. In other words, wasn't Goku's rise to his current levels at the end of Super, wasn't his rise to those powers more linear and within the storyline where Superman's kind of just bounced around? Is that true? That's what it seems to me. Voldemort has a predecessor? No, I didn't know that, Michael. Grindelwald? I had no idea. Nope, I didn't know that at all. Will I learn that if I ever get a chance? I would assume I'll learn that if I get a chance to watch the movies. I would assume they cover it in the movies. Couldn't Goku just use instant transmission to kill Superman by teleporting him into a red sun and just leave him there? Ooh. Vargan makes a good... don't think I'd heard that angle before. I didn't even think about instant transmission. Yeah, right. If he was... That is still a weakness for Superman, right? Noble says, watch Seth the Programmer. He goes in depth into character scaling and even proves that Krillin can slap Saitama. It's interesting. You bring him up, Noble Nitro, and I haven't seen that, in fairness. One of the reasons I bring this up, though, is I know that Seth, and I've seen a couple of his videos. I like Seth the Programmer. But I know his videos get a lot of, which is inevitable, get a lot of pushback, though. A lot of people say that some of the conclusions he reaches, he's not getting there in a reasonable path, I guess, is what people are saying. So that's why I put it out, because I want to see what you guys thought. I do want to watch that video, though. I haven't seen that one. And I've seen a couple of his, and I like him. I have a Dig Bick says, in the manga, Saitama's limit is explained by he brokered his limit level. There is no limit for him, so he can defeat anyone except astral matters like ghost gods. Really? That's interesting. I never heard that before either. Man, I wish I had more time for reading. That's a manga I would definitely read. I'm so geeked out for Saitama. I would definitely read that One Punch Man manga. Jokage says, hey, sexy daddy, you better not be bitching about my girl Useless. No, not at all. I had to put her in there, Joe, because, listen, Saitama's got a certain level of ability, Goku, Superman, but if Sakura shows up, she's going to bring a kunai knife dipped in poison. Need I say more? Grindelwald's in Fantastic Beasts, not Harry Potter. Oh, okay. I misunderstood then, Michael. Fantastic Beasts. Was that made into a movie, or is that just a book or a book series? Let's see. I missed super chat, Chrome. Thank you. Did I? Oh. The chat was from Hinata is a Jewish thought. Jesus Christ. That's a good one. A Jewish thought. Goku shook the universe like 5 transformations ago. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too, Derek. And you guys know I don't know his eventuality because I haven't caught all the way up in Super. But even where I am, where he achieved the Super Saiyan God level, he's pretty freaking badass. I don't know. And I'm still watching him fight. Beerus, so I got to see how that turns out. I have a joke you won't get. The python in my pants. I get that you're saying I won't get the python in your pants, and I think it's wrong of you not to share, Wolfie. Toughest or most powerful? Oh, good point. I should have alliterated that better. Because toughest has to go to Wolverine. Dude has the coating removed from his bones by force by Magneto and lived. Yeah. I shouldn't have put toughest. It should have been most powerful. In fairness, I think most of you. I think we're going that way with the conversation. But Maz is right. I actually wrote that up with poor semantics. Yes, it should clearly be the most powerful. Yeah, because toughest would be a whole other debate. Wolfie says, I am most powerful. Yamcha stops Saitama. Come on, Degas. No way. No way. How do you figure... I mean, I'm not... I like hearing what you guys are thinking. How do you figure that? Spaz Kid is our hero, Tall Lewis says. You forgot Vision. I don't know what you mean, Dragon Ball Prince. I'm not sure what you mean. Can't wait to see Seth the Programmer make a video on this. Yeah, like I said, I like his vids. But again, it's still something, even after you've seen the vids, stuff like that is still fun to bring up because, of course, there's always, even with Seth, there's always dissenting opinions. And I like, plus I learn a lot about what's happened with these characters since I haven't been following them closely by doing these. Okay, Dragon Ball fan Hakai has his order as Superman, Goku, Saitama, Sakura, Hulk. Come on, dude. don't disrespect my big green beast that harshly. Because again, for those who just came in, when I was a little kid, it was all about Batman. As I got a little older, it was Hulk, and he probably remained my favorite superhero until I watched One Punch Man. Yamcha would make Saitama his bitch. Come on, really? You guys really think so? Yamcha? But how do we know that though? Because like I said, I don't. You guys got me all spitting and spitting. But how would we know that though? Because we don't even know what Saitama's full abilities are. Hulk has no strategy, but he's powerful. Yeah, and you're probably right, Das. That's why. I mean, grudgingly, I have to admit, he probably wasn't even one of the best ones to put up there. I probably should have put Deadpool instead of Hulk, simply because, like you say, the lack of strategy for one thing would kill him because everybody else involved is adept at strategery at some level, especially Sakura. Watch some scaling videos. That would be fun. That would be fun to see other people's takes on the power scaling. Oh, I was going to say, Chiquita says, no, Curtis, people are just fucking with you about Yamcha. It's like, come on. Somebody needs to make that case stronger to me because I don't, no fucking way. Did I shave? No, I shaved my head, Louis. As a matter of fact, I shaved my head because my hair grows in too thick. I don't like it. I hate how fucking thick it is. Also, Guts is a tough motherfucker. Dude just cut his arm off to fuck up some demons. As for strongest, probably Phoenix or Adam Warlock. Okay, hold on a second. I'm going to be away for a second, guys. I just want to take a look at who these are. Let me look up Adam Warlock. Who's Adam Warlock? Originally known as him or Adam, is a fictional character. Oh, he's a Marvel hero? I didn't even know this. Goddamn. Post-product Warlock. Characters are... How did I not know him? He came out in a... Oh, probably because his origin was in Fantastic Four. And I told you guys before, Fantastic Four was one of the few series of that time that I didn't really like. First appearance... And then he came out... Okay, so in 72... So I was still collecting back then. How did I miss Adam Warlock? I didn't even know who that was, Maz. I'm really surprised. I figured it had to be a recent superhero for me to not know about him at all. And I completely whiffed on him. Impregnate me, Sakura. Let's kill Hinata. Jeez. Can you even call Guts a hero? Oh, well, see, I don't know. That's the thing, Itachi. I don't know a lot about his backstory. So that's interesting in itself too. Hold on, I missed. Sammy says Sakura would kill Saitama with her constant bitching. Well, you know, and I told you guys that before. I'm not, and I still don't consider myself a Sakura hater. But what the fuck? What is the strategy involved in going after... Now, not only to go after Sasuke with a freaking kunai knife dipped in poison, because she has knowledge of how powerful, or at least to some degree, how powerful he's become. But not only to do it once, but then to come back at him again. Then she comes back a second time, and it's like, oh, I'll stab him this time. It's got to work. After she's seen him demonstrate his abilities, she's seen the Susanoo and everything, and then she comes after. That was pretty fucking stupid. Shane says, if you go by the manga, Goku can use destruction energy, so he can literally erase anyone from existence. Really? Really, that's interesting. So, can use destruction energy. But not, I don't have a full understanding of what destruction energy is, Shane. By that, do you mean, destruction energy just, like, evaporates people at a molecular level or something? Because I don't even know how that would go about working. That's interesting to me. I'd never heard of that. Hold on. Noble Nitro says your thoughts on Kenjutsu versus Dragon Ball characters. I never thought about that. Obviously, the Dragon Ball character power scaling is just worlds. I know you're aware of that. Worlds above Naruto's, but yeah, with my limited knowledge of the characters and the series backdrops, I don't see why it wouldn't work, right? The only problem would be, as was said in Naruto itself, well, it would depend on how many opponents you were battling. So in other words, if you're fighting like the Z fighters, and it's Itachi with that wildly powerful Genjutsu, even if he gets Goku in it, they've said, it had been said prior as a tactical method of approaching someone with Genjutsu is when he's locked onto someone else or vulnerable. So it would have to be a one-on-one, because otherwise then the Genjutsu is no good, because then, you know, Vegeta, Yamcha, anybody comes along and kills him while he's got somebody else locked into it. But if it was a strictly one-on-one situation, I don't know, you guys. Would Genjutsu work on the Dragon Ball characters? That's kind of an interesting thought. Oh, and pre-nerf Doctor Strange was basically a god. It's funny, Maz. Another now that's an older school superhero I know very little about. And Spaz Kid is like way into Doctor Strange. He gets amped every time. We're both excited for, you know, the latest Marvel movie to come out anyway. But he is so amped about, you know, them utilizing Doctor Strange as much as they are. And so I wasn't even aware they nerfed him. Now, was the nerfing of Doctor Strange just to make him less OP, to make him work within plot lines, I assume? I wish I was One Punch Man. This comment is, don't let me distract you from the fact that, and it comes from, Kerr and I tried using Genjutsu on Itachi. Oh, the Z Fighters overcame illusions already? I did not realize that, well, for Batman. Oh, shit. This is interesting. I love this stuff. This is interesting for me. I'm trying to keep up on a lot of the comments here. Goku shook the universe with Beerus, but only because he wasn't able to control his God Ki at the time. No, destruction completely rocks the shit out of whoever used it. Okay, that's what I was wondering. So in other words, they're completely destroyed. Okay, so we know Goku's got that. But then if that's how it works as as basically a blunt force trauma, then there's still the question: would it work on fill in the blank, Superman, Saitama, so on and so forth? Superman has way better feats than Goku. Goku just has character hype. Like, oh my god, these punches are destroying the universe. Whereas it doesn't actually even knock a house down. My thing there, RTC, is I'm still not even clear completely on all of Superman's abilities because they've morphed so much over time. But like I say, this is fun for me. Possibly, Lewd Angel says, I think Genjutsu affects the chakra in the brain. If you don't have chakra, does it work on you? Could be. Oh, that's true. That's true, Lewd Angel. So, yeah, Lewd Angel makes a good point. I guess before we could determine if the Genjutsu would work on a Dragon Ball character, you have to know, is chakra universal, or is that something contained only within the Naruto verse? I didn't even think about that. This is fun. Like I said, I'm enjoying this stuff. Yamcha's the strongest, Carol says. Let's see. Hakai destroys the body and the soul. Oh, Maz says, we were talking about Doctor Strange. Pre-nerf Doctor Strange be omnipotent beings. Really? So yeah, they nerfed him just to give villains some validity. Dude could basically fuck up anything. I had no idea. And again, Doctor Strange is a character back from my era, and one I didn't really get into, so I didn't have any idea. That must be why. I always wondered why Spaz Kid was so wildly into him. Yeah, if he were here right now, I didn't even think about it. He'd be pissed off that I didn't put him as one of the ones on the thumbnail. Now that we talk about it. Shane Hickey says they possess the power to destroy almost anything with little effort by using destruction energy. Even intangible beings such as souls. People killed by destruction simply cease to exist. So, Curtis, you want to see crap power scales? Watch Bleach. I've heard that complaint before, Uncle Fester. I've actually heard people complaining about the scaling in Bleach before. Must be a legitimate thing, because when something is mentioned that often, it tends to have at least some credence to it. So that's interesting to me, Shane, about this destruction energy. But I mean, I don't know how that works. If it, like you say, it basically nukes everything. However, it's obviously never been used on some of the characters that we'd be talking about. So do we know for sure it actually will nuke absolutely everything? Let's see. FTW says, Curtis, you should check your Discord. I was on a little earlier. I sent you a picture of Goku using the destruction power. It straight up erases a being from existence. The atoms themselves are destroyed. So basically, it's Goku unless there could be a legitimate or feasible storyline that would protect whoever, Superman, Saitama, whatever, from protect them at a molecular level, basically. Oh, destruction energy has been stopped in DBS already? So it's not all powerful. Oh, if that's the case, then then we know it can't take out just absolutely anything. Oh, okay. Sammy Dre said a similar thing. The destruction energy point is as Super introduced it as absolute, but right in the next arc we are shown a character shrugging off destruction energy through power and will. So, all right. So that kind of takes that one down, because then you just have to make the case that the opponent has that type of strength of will. Goku isn't really a hero. Don't think so, Gon? I think he falls into the hero category. Saif says, why isn't Mike Guy on here? And Sakura is. He beat Madara at his Jubi mode. What the fuck? Can't imagine how anyone could hit Superman with a projectile anyway. Well, that's a good point. Yeah, because the speed thing is in there. Although, I don't know, man. There's so many interesting points. What about what was brought up earlier? Hey, Curtis. In the comics, they made it so Hulk has no limits on his powers, his strength and healing, and they made it so he has Banner's brains also. And also, Hulk was made as a Marvel version of Superman. Really? So Hulk has become more wildly OP as well then. because that was the big downside to him that we were talking about, was the lack of intelligence. I mean, he's not going to bring strategy into any type of a fight. But if he's got Banner's brains, that kind of changes everything. Supreme Kais are gods. Okay, I just want to make sure I'm catching up here. Cesaro says, I'm Hulk too. Superman has been tagged by Deathstroke before. I don't think it's fair to compare Naruto to Dragon Ball because the power source from each of the universe is different. Oh, definitely. Definitely, Chiquita. And I think pretty much everyone acquiesces to that. What we're talking about as far as those two, I mean, as far as serious conversation, Sakura I just threw in there because I think I'm funny. The only thing we're wondering is if a Genjutsu would work on a Dragon Ball character. Hulk has limits. Maz says, Hulk has limits simply because if he becomes enraged enough, he'll break the planet he's standing on and dies from the vacuum of space? Wow, I didn't know that either. That would make sense, though. Yeah, because I think regardless of his level of intelligence, because Maz kind of led me to this thought process too, regardless of the level of intelligence, it seems like as long as Hulk is driven by rage, as long as that's his go-to rage, then he's got to be susceptible at some level, right? You would think. I mean, because that rage is going to lead to some sort of bad decision, even if it's like Maz says, where he ends up destroying the planet he's on and sucked into the vacuum of space. Wolfie says, do you know the way to Hail Hydra? Wolfie, you haven't asked if we know the way to Harambe or had many Harambe references lately. I'm starting to think that you might be giving up on the poor old Simeon. But Banner isn't an experienced fighter either. That's a good point, Das. Like he says, that's true, because Banner is wildly intelligent, but again, intelligence is a combination of things you have learned, which is the bulk of the makeup of Banner's intelligence, and your ability to solve as before unseen problems. You're right. I don't know how that transfers into fighting strategies, because that's something that Banner hasn't really seen. So that's a good point too. Hitler says Spazkid will make a great SS officer. Saitama has limitless physical capability, not limitless. Well, here I go with the words again. Not limitless soul power. So with that, he can win any fight. It's not something that can just delete him from existence with a word. Yeah, I hesitate to push Saitama too much, because I think he's got a legit shot at being the top spot, but I also have to admit to a bias here, because he's also my favorite. Gonna see the new Dragon Ball movie in December? Yeah, Vegeta, as long as I get, which by December I certainly should, as long as I get caught up on Super, you bet. Absolutely. Would the killing curse from Harry Potter work? I'm not familiar with the killing curse in and of itself, but that's an interesting question that Michael leads is, okay, if we're talking about all these different types of universes, how about things like magic? Can magic from one universe be played out in another universe against someone else? Because then you're opening up another whole can of beans. Dr. Doom is a badass motherfucker too. Name me another character that walked into hell just to save their mother's soul. Good call. Good call. Curtis, would you sit down and talk about what the heck went on with Hitler? Okay, wait a second. Chris Reeves is saying, Curtis, would you sit down and talk about what the heck went on with Hitler or bitch slap Clinton? If I had my choice to actually pick, I assume what you're saying is like pick Hitler's brain or bitch slap Clinton. As much as I don't hate Bill Clinton, I thought, again, I've been for most of my life, I've been a down the middle guy. I lean right currently just because the far left has gotten so crazy. But I don't think Bill Clinton was a bad president at all. I can't stand Hillary Clinton. But as much as I can't stand her, it'd be too wildly fascinating to pick the mind of a brilliant psychopath like that. So I'd have to sit down and get to ask Hitler some questions. And then I'd like to bitch slap him. If it's okay to, cross the two things. M says, Toriyama confirmed Goku was never originally created to be a hero like you expect in Western culture. It's the Western culture that portrays him that way. Really, M? That's interesting. That's interesting because, and then basically I would be living proof that Toriyama's right because in the West, that's how we see him. You're right. Because to me, as I had mentioned earlier, to me, he seems to fit the hero mold perfectly. Especially with the way, he's Goku, to use some wrestling references, has never done a heel turn other than I still haven't seen Goku Black. I'm not sure. I don't want spoilers. I'm not sure what all that's about. But at least to the point I've seen, Goku has been, on the side of good and justice and, protect the planet and protect the weak his whole life. So to me, he would seem to be a hero. Alien X could be Goku and Superman. I don't know who that is, Gone. What is it? Alien X. What is that character from? That I believe, Joe Kage. Goku never wanted to be a hero. He just loves to fight. Because that's one of the reasons I really like Goku. And he's one of my top favorite characters in Dragon Ball is because of that. Just love to fight. I just think that's so cool in the character. It's not always about, and as much as he has shown, obviously, the willingness to stand up for those who can't stand up for themselves. He's done it on many occasions. But outside of that, it's just that love of the next fight. That's one of the things I really love about the character. Rune King Thor was fucking broken too? Rune King Thor. I'm not even sure. Is that a separate... Hold on. Is that a separate Thor iteration? Rune King Thor. Fictional Battle Omniverse Wikia. Oh, wow. Still in the very beings such as the Living Tribunal. Rune King Thor is also under omnipotent beings. Rune King Thor isn't on par, but... And he's a Marvel character. Thor Odinson. I never heard of him either. 10,000 plus years old. He's got a couple years on me then. I'm learning a lot about characters that I didn't even know existed. This is cool. Now, we're only 35 minutes in. But I know when I have conversations like this, they usually don't take up the entirety of the time that I have to stream. So I just wanted to ask you guys again, because it doesn't matter to me. I like all our streams. When we hash this out as much as we want to hash this out, do you guys want to go to a joke stream / talk about whatever you want, or throw a few videos into a reaction video stream? You guys let me know, because I'm good with either one. I'm still in the same place as Naruto. I didn't watch a Naruto episode today because I'm letting one day catch up, like I had posted in the channel. I don't think to be 6 days ahead anymore, and I'm going to drop it to 5, then to 4, then to 3, because YouTube's been actually pretty good about not hitting the videos with demonetization, and when they do, they've been really good about quick turnaround. I appeal it, and usually that same day they get it cleared up. And that way, if I'm not so far ahead, it's not so hard for me when I want to go into the comment section of a video. I'm hoping it'll get easier for me to remember exactly what I said during the recording of the video. Maz says, Rune King Thor is basically Thor after he went through the trials. Oh, all right. And gave Odin the Odin Force. So Thor with all his daddy's power. Holy shit. Wow, that's pretty cool. Tachi says, I prefer a chat stream, reaction stream, jokes, reaction, joke. So it's going to be right down the middle again. Reaction. Reaction. Joke stream, jokes. I like that though. It used to be anytime. It's funny how it used to be whatever would come up. Whenever I would have a question for you guys, it was like, it would typically be one side overwhelming the other. The last several questions have been just about cut right down the middle. Jokes are cool. We'll do the same thing. I've still got my British coin here. We'll flip the coin then. When we get it right down the middle, that's the best way to do it. We'll just flip. Let's see. Sovereign Germany is now run by a lesbian woman. How is that justice? Hitler says. Jeez. I'm loving Dragon Ball Super, my friend. I want to get back to watching the movie so I can get caught up on it. See, reaction jokes and reactions, Kidmaster says. The only reason I don't do those together is because during reaction video streams, I'm more distracted, obviously, by the video. So, it's harder for me to keep track of the jokes. Otherwise, we could do them together. Cesaro says, 999. Sex toys unboxing. Guess the Jews, Apex says. You think Saitama Strong just shoot? Okay, Yesus says, look up STTGL versus Anti-Spiral. Hold on, let me look that up real quick, you guys. I like looking into this different shit. Super Tengen Toppa versus Anti-Spiral. I got a video of it here. Just watching through it. What the hell? It looks like two drill bits having at it. Is what it kind of looks like, Isis. Somebody said nude stream. Oh, that would be cruel. I couldn't do that to you guys. Okay, we're caught up. M says Goku is literally a country bumpkin obsessed with fighting. His character personality are portrayed much different in West than how Tori originally meant. I believe that. Yeah, and it's I'm going out on a limb here, but I'm assuming that's probably because someone got their fingers involved and said, okay, this is what the West will accept from a character. Yeah, because that country bumpkin, as soon as you said that flashed me back to that scene, what is it, at the very beginning of Super, where he's out working the fields. So yeah, as soon as I read that flashed me back on that. And that would make sense that once it got westernized, they would push him away from where Toriyama actually wanted him to be. That don't surprise me. Ram Ranch stream. Toaster stream. You guys are funny. I don't think I've heard of that one. Long Live Oakenfold says, have you ever heard of or had any interest in watching the wrestling anime Kinnikuman? I don't think we ever watched that, did we, guys? I don't remember that one at all. Anything wrestling based, I would at least try. Obviously, you guys know my background on that. I would definitely enjoy that. I wish we could do a porn stream, Cesaro. Freaking YouTube. All worried about us seeing penises and vaginas. A golden stream. Golden shower stream, T Major. Anime. Hitler says, anime has kept me occupied since my staged death. Nude stream would be like the Ark of the Covenant, Michael says. I think it'd be more like the apocalypse, Michael. Oral stream. You guys are good. And Adolf fucked Eva Braun in the anus. I kind of suspected that, though. Spaz chair hentai. Oh, God, Sammy, please don't let that exist. Do the porn stream. YouTube fucks everything up anyway. You know what, Super Old School? Someday, if I thought all I would get was a community guideline strike, I'd take a chance on it. But the thing is, if they see it during a stream, then we can't stream for 2 weeks. And I would be like a junkie without my fix if I can't do streams. Shoot up a hospital, 150K. That's what Apex says. Why a hospital of all places? Joshine stream. In honor of my boy Hedon. I should do that. The strongest version of Superman first. Then UI Goku. The Hulk said Saitama, last of Sakura. I don't know. I think you guys are White Rabbit. I mean, I respect your opinion, but I think you're really undervaluing Sakura as a fighter. She's got a kunai knife, and she dips it in poison. I don't think you guys are giving the proper amount of respect to that. She was clearly going to take Sasuke out, but Kakashi and Naruto fucked it up. Why not an orphanage? Sakura stream, never mind. Oh, you guys are good. We can make a red room. React to the Ultimate Deletion match. I saw clips of it, Lord Kai. I wouldn't be in for reacting to it, but I saw clips of it. I didn't see the whole thing. I saw how it ended and everything with Bray going into, what is it called? The Lake of whatever it was. And then we have a $1 super chat for Sakura stream. No, Wolfie. Wolfie is going to get us back to that goddamn song again. Oh my god, that was awful. A Mike Guy stream would be fun. Rock Lee stream. Yeah, I don't, and I'm glad Em brought that up. Yeah, in fairness, I got to bring it up again as we talk. I'm talking to where I only know of Goku's abilities as he became Super Saiyan God, because that's as far along as I am. So I know I'm missing a lot of very important details. Does the one above all count as a hero? Now, who are we talking about here, Maz? You got me curious again. One above all. This is fun. I don't know why I really don't to this day know why I stopped reading comic books. I just did one day, and it's not like I ever got tired of them. I couldn't tell you. One above all. I am the one above all. I see through many eyes. I build with many hands. They are themselves, but they are also me. I am all powerful. My only weapon is love. The mystery intrigues me. If his only weapon is love, I'm going to say he gets his ass beat. Apparently responsible for the existence of all life in the multiverse and possibly beyond. The one above all is the master and sole superior of the cosmic overseer and arbitrator known as the living tribunal, whose faces, embodying equity, vengeance, and necessity respectively, are in perfect alignment with one another as it passes judgment. When the pregnant Susan Storm feared for her husband's possible death, the hands of the all-powerful Silver Surfer, Uatu the Watcher, tells her there is only one being that is truly all-powerful. Wow. Holy shit. Now it sounds like we're talking about a little bit of possible OP ability. Wow, the one above all. Well, if your name is the one above all, I guess you got to expect to have some pretty legendary powers. and now we get a dollar super chat from Lit Right Now stream. For those of you who don't know, Lit Right Now is this horrible song that Wolfie recommended the other day, and then we watched again. And I said at the time, and I stick by it, it's actually worse than Rebecca Black's Friday. Basically, Marvel's version of Yahweh. Yahweh? That's a cool character, Maz. Again, it's Egyptian Jesus stream. It's actually kind of depressing to me that I'm this, well, I can't be surprised by it. It's been years, but that I'm this far out of the loop with those characters, with those series, both Marvel and DC, that I grew up loving so much. Who would be my animated wife, Curtis? Police Girl, Sarah Victoria, until, she killed me. I would go out happy, though. Sasuke is immune to poison, so the poison dip kunai knife wouldn't have worked. Yeah, Last Flame. That's what I mean. The whole thing was just ridiculous. And to even think, because she knew, at least to some degree, what Sasuke's new abilities were like. Why would you show up with a kunai knife? Come on, jeez. And don't you like too, though, how when she crosses over the break in the bridge there and she comes over to Sasuke and they start having their conversation, how she ominously wields the blade. And even in that moment, especially in that moment when it's supposed to be so ominous, you can't help but just laugh and go, you're stupid. Probably the one above all. Don't know. Oh, haven't come. That was somebody else. I want some. Xbox wants some bacon. Sakura is retarded. Again, I was never a Sakura hater. Still don't consider myself a hater, but god damn, that was a stupid series of events right there. I mean, just because she keeps going on and on and on about how she's not going to, you know, be a boat anchor anymore, and she's going to stop having to have Naruto save her all the time. And then you do something that's just begging to have to have Naruto save you again. Because she's supposed to be smart. At what level did you think you had any chance whatsoever of killing Sasuke with your little knitting needle? Chris Reeves says, Curtis, would you fuck Hitler for a chocolate bar since he is here with us today? If it were one of the supersized Hershey's, yes. I'm not doing it for just, you know, the regular off the shelf one. I want the big fucker. Let's see. Yeah, last one. That's kind of where I am. He says, no, I don't hate Sakura either. It's just she can get really annoying. That's where I am. Again, I never really had a hatred for her, although she irritated me more in this latest sequence than she ever has prior. Watch Lit Now, the internet was a damn mistake. Pretty much, Garrett. That's a good way to put it. He watched that Lit Right Now video we were talking about. And if anything would convince us that the internet was just a bad idea, it's the Lit Right Now video. I'll get a big one. All right, as long as it's a big chocolate bar. Like I say, don't you guys, if I gotta fuck Hitler, don't come at me with, again, the one off the shelf there. The little one on the candy rack. I want that big fucker, you know, the one where you get to break it off in pieces and get really super fat. Let's see. Stop Lying says, Karen? What about Karen? Wait, are you putting her in the greatest abilities thing here? Presence in DC is basically the Abrahamic God? Man, I just know nothing about characters anymore, Maz. Like I say, it's almost a little bit kind of depressing to me that I've gone that far a loop. Again, you guys know I don't mean to bore you with keep saying the same thing. But if it weren't for time, I would love to get back into comic books again. Garrett says, I am ashamed to look white despite being Mexican. Well, although I can understand anybody having some shame about being white, having to be a white person myself. We had, but when I lived in New Mexico, we had a lot of, actually that was an issue to several Mexican friends I had, because obviously skin tones are different within every race. And a lot of people would really, several that I knew anyway, were really put off by the fact that people mistook them for Caucasian because they were so light, and to them it was really something that was really a drain on their lives. Mega says, would I rather go to a Justin Bieber concert or listen to Lit Right Now for 2 hours? I'm going to answer this as, you guys know I'm a hypnotist, and I love hypnotism and have an understanding of how you can tap into the subconscious. I'd go with the Lit Right Now because I think that would be easier to basically slip yourself in by having the same thing repeated over and over. It'd be easier to slip yourself into a state of basically a hypnotic state where the subconscious takes over, because you can, for lack of a better term, you could sleep through it. So yes, that's why I would go that route, because I think it would be, with something being repeated, it's easier to slip yourself into that state, because that's what I'd be looking to do. Can I go even fatter beyond? I hope not, Lude. If I go even fatter beyond, I won't be here much longer. Garrett, Lit Right Now has shown me the error of being white. I completely understand, Garrett. I just can't believe how bad that song is. And I actually, Wolfie, goddammit, I actually found myself, after we watched it the other day, actually not wanting to watch it again. It's like one of those things where you know it's going to be painful, but it's so funny while it's painful, you kind of want to do it again anyway. Would I hang out with Fat Boo in a second? He's my favorite. Marijo. Absolutely. Can I ask, I'm just curious, and if you don't want to tell me, by all means, it's fine. I'm probably pronouncing your name wrong. I'm curious, because you've been in with us for several days now. Where are you from, Marijo. I'm just curious. I'm fascinated by names and the way that different nations structure their language and stuff. And I was just curious where you're from, because that one I Hypnotize versus Sharingan. Sharingan kicks its ass, unfortunately, Das. It takes too long. In general, it takes too long to get somebody into a hypnotic state. Usually you got to go through a whole induction. If somebody's really super somnambulistic, you can do an instant induction on them, but for the most part, it takes too long. Bye, love is well. Yours is pretty much right up front. Bye, love. Croatia. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that, my friend. That's interesting to me. I just everybody, the gang that's with us knows I'm fascinated by names. You know what? You know what gets me? I was joking with my grandson the other day. I was sending out some copies of Rauha Prologue, and we had one going to Sweden. Had one going, I think, that day to Finland as well. The propensity of usage of the letter J from that region is always interesting to me too. It's just like, because a lot of the words in that part of the world, a lot of the words throughout the languages, it seems like a lot of the words are very similar to the way we would say them in English or spell them in English, with just an extra J thrown in. And stupid shit entertains me. I think for some reason that interests me. Garrett says, even if I excuse me, guys. Even if I was high, it would still be too painful. I'm with you. We're talking about that Lit Right Now video. Yeah, it's bad. Oh, you got yours finally, Poppy? Yay! I know it takes a while sometimes. Oh, excuse me. Actually, in the coming days, I'll be checking in with you guys here at the stream, on Twitter, and at the Discord. I'll be asking those of you, once I'm going to be putting up the version of Rauha Prologue that isn't the collector's version. It's just an off-the-rack one. It has a different color, or different cover. Obviously, not signed, not numbered or anything like that. Just the generic version. The reason I'm going to put that one up and put it up on Amazon is I'm hoping that some of you guys that have the book and have enjoyed it would be willing to just go over to Amazon and write a review on it for me. But I'll keep you guys posted if you guys wouldn't mind doing that, because that would help getting word started, or hopefully getting a little bit of the ball rolling for when the actual series starts coming out. I forgot about Ray Porus. God damn it, I should have had him. I should have had him on the cover as well. Shit. Chiquita says, Mexican or Latino is not a race. It's culture with mixture of different skin tones. Latinos are black, white, or brown, so there's nothing to be offended about. Okay, I get that. I get that. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I know, because, like you say, that I do know the skin tones vary wildly. When I was a kid, the biggest heroes I had from childhood were all, mostly all sports related. Was Bruno Sammartino, was in wrestling. Dick Butkus was in football. I was geeked right out for the Racehorse Secretariat, and maybe above all of them was Roberto Clemente from the Pirates. That's why I'm a Pirate fan. And I remember I read everything I could on Clemente, and I remember him talking about how, because he was in the minor leagues back in the days of when there was you still had black people drinking from different water fountains than white people, and he had a couple of occasions, because he was so dark-skinned as a Puerto Rican man, that they just mistook him for black. And on a couple of different occasions, they'd be in small towns, especially in the South, when he was playing in the minors, he'd go into a restaurant or whatever, and they'd say, well, no, either we're not going to serve you, or if you want to be served, you have to sit over there. And his buddies with him would say, he's not black, he's Puerto Rican. And in those cases, I guess, typically shop owners would go, okay, but Roberto would leave. He said, I don't want to eat any place where everybody's not treated the same. But that, again, the things that your heroes say when you're a kid stick with you. So I guess that's why I thought of that when you said it, because he would get mistaken for black all the time because his skin tone was so dark. Joe probably regrets creating people because of it now. Very possible, Garrett. Oh, you don't want me playing soccer, Degas. I was never a big soccer fan, and I am so bad. I actually, in phys ed and stuff though in school, because I was always into baseball, football, all that stuff. I was a half-assed decent goalie. They showed me some of the concepts or the angles to use and stuff, but if you take my hands out of the equation, I'm super spazzy. So I don't mind playing soccer as long as I get to be in the goal. From Brazil, good to see you, Igor. No, what is, well, just typical loot. It's just the typical delay we have. You know, we always have that delay though because I run everything through XSplit. 0 out of 10 not lit right now. If a girl grabs my dick without consent, is that rape? I don't know if it's considered rape, but it's considered sexual assault. Although I would never complain. Personally, that's just my personal preference. Yeah, okay, let's decide that. So let's do that, guys. We'll do this. I'm going to end this stream in a little bit, and we'll start a new one. Because I think this is a fun conversation. I'm going to let this one go up to the channel, too, because I don't think we talked about anything that is, that YouTube could construe as a community guidelines issue in any event. All right, so the queen is going to be heads. This decoration, whatever it may be, is going to be tails. Garrett says, the worst part is if the people who made Lit Right Now are proud of their song. Also, my full name means Bold Spear of the Forest Valley King. Does it really? That's kind of cool. Bold Spear of the Forest Valley King. That's really cool. Yeah, you wonder if they're proud, though, don't you, Garrett? You really do. You do wonder if they went, wow, this was a bad idea. If they think that was something really cool. I wondered that before on things like that. All right, so we'll do heads, joke stream, tails, reaction video stream. We won't be able to get a full list of reaction videos because, you know, we've already eaten up an hour. But heads, joke stream, and whatever you guys want to talk about. Tails, reaction video stream. We ready? Here it is. And what is it, guys? Might help I put it where you guys can see it. Looks like heads. It is heads. Yes? Okay. So we are going to a joke stream. So get your jokes ready. And what I'll do then is tomorrow, the first stream, yeah, well, if we even do more than one, but the stream of the day tomorrow will then definitely be a reaction video stream. So I know a few of you said you had things that you wanted to recommend. I'll make sure that comes up tomorrow. All right, so just give me a few minutes. We could go right into jokes here, but I don't really want to because we can't keep a joke stream up on the channel, obviously. But this one we can, so I want to end this now because I want this one to be able to go up on the channel because I'm interested to see in the comment section. I want to see what people think about the power scaling and who's the most powerful. So let me end this one. I just got a couple things I got to do. I got to change the thumbnail. That's pretty much about it. And then I'll be back to restart it. So we'll be right back. Thanks for this conversation. This was a blast. I'm really glad we did this stream. Learned a lot, too. Maz brought up a bunch of characters to me I didn't even have any idea about. And now are pretty freaking interesting. I wish I had time to get back into comics. All right. Here we go, guys. Be back in a couple minutes. And even until then, Pamfu Pamfu. WBO. F.